Hendrik, hello.
Hello, Luis.
It's so good to have you here. It took a lot to get this appointment set because you are a very, very busy CEO. So, can you introduce yourself?
I can, and very nice to see you again, Luis. My name is Hendrik Lund, and I'm the CEO of Naturli, a plant-based pioneer from Denmark. We started back in 1988, selling milk alternatives in the Danish market, and since 2010 we have done our way into a lot of categories with 100% plant-based food options for the consumers, especially in Denmark. Denmark is our home market, but we have also expanded into export markets, and we sell today our vegan butter, our famous vegan butter in more than 30 markets around the world, from New Zealand, Australia, Japan, South Korea,
Wow.
Germany, the
Fantastic.
UK. Yeah.
And your logo said, be the change. What does it mean? What change are you promoting?
We are promoting the change of food habits, and that's a big task that we have taken upon ourselves. But we believe that the easiest way for consumers in this really wild world, which is only getting wilder the latest couple of months, that the easiest way for consumers to do good climate actions is actually through what we eat in a day. And what we want to help consumers and also retailers with is actually to have really tasty, functional, and affordable products available. So you can take a climate-friendly action when you eat your breakfast, lunch, dinner. So you could take a positive choice when you are preparing your meals. And instead of eating like we did in the past, which is especially in Denmark, you know, we have the European record in consuming minced beef. Instead of that, you could just choose the minced from Naturli, which has a climate footprint which is 10 times lower than minced beef. So it's pretty easy.
I understand, and you are an experienced retail manager, as you put in your LinkedIn page, with a demonstrated history of working in the consumer good industry. So you have to have one simple pitch for a consumer non-educated in food science that need to understand what is this change about. What will be your message for our grandmother?
Yeah, actually, we don't use it directly that we sell climate-friendly food products. For us, the main pitch is actually super tasty products.
Okay.
Functionality that you know from the food products you normally would buy in the supermarket. But the new thing is actually that with the inflation that we have seen for the past couple of years, that a lot of Naturli's assortment is now more affordable than the conventional animal-derived protein products.
Okay.
And that is actually something that Danish consumers are very interested in. And of course, the biggest task that we have also taken upon ourselves, and we have been very successful with, is taking all these vegan products away from a boring niche shelf in the back corner of the store with a big sign on the top saying vegan, because, you know, for mainstream consumers, and mainstream consumers are actually our key audience, the vegan sign is a stop sign for mainstream consumers. They would instantly think it doesn't taste good, something must be missing in the products when they are 100% plant-based. So what we have done is actually take our products and place them in the mainstream categories.
Very
So
good.
here you
Very
can
good.
find our milk alternatives as the neighbor to cow milk. Our
Yeah.
butter is sold in the same shelf as real butter. Ice cream, I could go on. Our meat-free products are placed in the meat aisle
Yeah.
in Danish supermarkets.
Right.
So
Very good.
then you speak, when you are in the mainstream categories, you speak to all consumers out there. And
Yeah.
that is actually what we want to do. We want to embrace all consumers out there with the Naturli products. And we do it. I think the reason why we are market leader in Denmark in all the categories where we are is also because when we interact with consumers, we do it with a glimpse in the eye. So we don't talk down to consumers and say, you have to think about animal welfare, the climate, and all these things. But we focus on good, tasty products, functionality, and affordable pricing. And that has really brought us a long way. And the good thing about that is also that the industry, the retailers, they can see that we bring added values to a lot of categories that are actually, when you look at the dairy category, it's very, very stable. The cow milk consumption in Denmark is going down. Every year it's declining with around 2.5% in volume, while you have the milk alternatives, steady growth, of course, from a lower base. But we can see, if we take cow milk, and now the Nielsen data that monitors everything sold out of the supermarkets actually shows that every year in Denmark, we take 0.5 percentage point from cow milk. So right now, if we compare to cow milk, 94% of milk is from cows, but now 6% is also plant-based alternatives.
And look at this. In the Bridge2Food ecosystem, we identify 5 major blocking stones to have this category moving up on the enlightenment. One is taste and texture, and you just told us your product tastes great. Then is about nutrition, and I suppose that you also pay attention on the level of protein, the type of fat that you use in the product, correct?
We do.
Okay. Then you say price. Price is critically important. Limitation from the past. You mentioned that you are parity or even cheaper. And then sustainability, that's good for the retailers, just a bonus on that. And that labeling. Labeling is good that the consumer recognize the ingredient you put in the product. Is this fine? And you add something else to me, that's especially in your company, that is the fun. It's part of the culture. I see you acting with your employees. You enjoy, you show enjoyment, not only good for you, but also enjoy life and our product. Is that correct?
Exactly. We have a very, very strong positive mindset. And all of us working with Naturli, we have been working with our brand for so many years that it gets under your skin. It's not just from 8 to 4 and then home and eat a big steak or something like that. It gets to you. We live the Naturli way, and I think that's very important.
And this
also
is
for a lot of stakeholders out there.
Of course. This is a Bridge2Food podcast. So can you share how did you get connected, or Bridge2Food get connected to you? How the contact was established?
It's actually quite a while back that we got connected with Bridge2Food, and the first time I was actually invited to take part in a panel debate. I think it was around the time where we launched our magical 100% plant-based minced product in Danish supermarket. We made a big innovation we were the first company in the world to introduce like a component, like minced beef, where it's up to the consumers to take it on in their kitchen, and whether they wanted to do an Italian bolognese, lasagna, the Tex-Mex, or something else. It was a component where there were a lot of possibilities. And and of course, it also created a lot of discussion in the medias in Denmark, and that was part of building sort of a hype before we launched the product with the biggest retailer in Denmark called Salling Group. So what they said, this product, Henrik, is so good. The price, the design, the taste of the product, the functionality, we want to place this product not in a niche aisle, we want to put it down in our meat aisles, not only in our Danish supermarkets, and they have a market share in Denmark around 38%, but they also had supermarkets in Sweden, Germany, and Poland, and said, we're going all in. And we place in the meat aisle in all these countries. And that created like a hype. We were in all the TV news in Denmark, and people were like saying in the radio, now it's nearly a new year, and we are looking forward to the new season of X Factor on the 1st of January. And on the 2nd of January, we are going to the supermarkets to get this new product from Naturli. So it created actually so much hype, so much buzz, that after 14 days, we needed to buy a new production place and buy in bigger machines because we couldn't supply the demand.
Well done. Congratulations.
So
that was fantastic.
All crazy. And then I got to talk with people from Bridge2Food. And was invited to take part in the conference in I think it was in Wageningen, and it was a super good conference. Not only listening to a lot of talks and presentations from the scene of what was going on in the plant-based space in the industry, but also a place where you could like connect with new relations, and I think that is the magic about Bridge2Food, that you sort of bridge the industry together. And for me in Naturli, we believe a lot that the future is for partnerships. So how to be stronger together is all about partnerships.
Compete, but cooperate, no?
Exactly.
And you are a very good communicator. You communicate so well the message. I mean, the successful story that you have to share. What I like that you mentioned that you target not vegan and vegetarian, you target the main consumer. That will be the conscious omnivore, as we mentioned, the one that they say, these are food, all plant-based, let's use as part of the total meal, because in the family you might have people more oriented on vegetarian, but at least you balance more the diet, no?
Totally. And I think mainstream consumers, they also like this quirky brand called Naturli, because we do everything in a different way that you would normally expect from a food company.
Disruptive.
Disruptive, but always the kind approach. Even though we use humor and the glimpse in the eye, it's always very kind. And today we have more than 800,000 people following us on social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. And for us, they're not just followers, they are like ambassadors.
Yes.
They want to interact with us. We get more than 20,000 questions each month. We don't have AI or ChatGPT to answer all the questions. We do it ourselves.
Very good. And Hendrik, you have the unique market approach that you target savory and sweet type of product. Is one of them more successful? Is the kind of sweet or dairy alternative more successful than the savory meat alternative?
The savory meat alternatives is, of course, it's a bit harder to convince mainstream consumers, but it's
Okay.
getting easier because what we see in Denmark now is that you can buy one pack of Naturli minced at nearly half the price of minced beef, because the price on minced beef has gone through the roof.
Yeah.
And of course, that attracts a lot of new trials and new consumers. And I mean, since we developed that product back in 2017 and we launched it in 2018, the quality of the product has been just a journey where we have, made improvements all the way.
Yeah.
The texture,
Yeah.
the way it when you fry your beef on the pan, and all these things we have improved as we went along.
Yeah.
And it's very, very nice to know that. I'm myself one of the big consumers of the products that we have in the savory meat-free category. Buy them every week.
Yeah.
Just a lovely product. It fries off perfectly. You get the Maillard effect. You have a good taste, and you can slice it in the direction you want to go.
And
Actually,
I like your spirit. That is, you don't stay in the comfort zone. You have great product, but you want to improve all the time.
yeah, and the important thing is that we listen to our consumers.
Yeah.
When you have 800,000 ambassadors, sometimes they say nice things about
Yeah.
our product launches. Sometimes they come up with a lot of
Challenge.
suggestions
Yeah.
how to improve the product, and we
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
because it's actually the best base. The people who buy our products on a weekly basis, they want to spend time in helping us improving the products.
Yeah.
Or even they also ask us, when will you make a dairy quark product, 18% of fat, which is a big category in Denmark. So we constantly have like a top 5 list of what the consumers want, what they crave from Naturli.
Yeah.
And that is also very strong from a retail side of things. So the retailers, they also notice that we know what's going on out there.
Yeah.
That if we ask our consumers, would you like to have this new quark product, that we would probably get maybe 2,000 comments within 24 hours, and 89% would say, yes, I would buy that in my local supermarket. And that's
what about food service? Because you talk about supermarket retailer. Do you also touch the food service?
Yeah, we do. But I have to say that we have been slow movers in the food service business. Also because, food service also demands not a different taste, but it's a lot to do with the packaging. They want bigger packaging, and sometimes that can be cost a lot of money. You need new lines. But just to give you an example, we have our since we introduced this back in 1990, this has been the most sold plant-based milk alternative in Denmark ever since. Every year, number 1. But for food service, you could say a 1 liter Tetra Pak is maybe too small, also from a sustainability point of view. So what we have done now is we have invested in a line. So in a couple of weeks, we will start producing in 3 liters, 5 liters, 10 liters, and even in IBC tanks for the food industry, where we also see a big demand. That replacing, for instance, a cooking cream that is animal-based from cow's milk to a plant-based alternative.
Yeah.
That works the same way, but just comes with a lower climate footprint and probably also a better price.
Yeah, let's change the channel, Hendrik. We talk about product, market, trends, consumer. Let's move a little bit to Hendrik, because I strongly believe that in a success story, there is a human being, a leader as you are. So tell us a little bit more about you. So what is one passion? You have many, but if you have to pick up one that you would like to share with us, what will be your top passion?
Apart from cycling in very, very tight spandex suits in my spare time and playing tennis, if we talk about work, it's actually connecting with consumers, communicating with the consumers, which means that I want to be a part of everything.
Okay.
I go to all consumer fairs, so they can meet me when we are handling out samples of new products. So that is also my passion, because interacting with the consumers who actually spend money on our products, I just think is very, very important. And of
Absolutely.
course, we also do it at a this eye level contact. I
Yeah.
just is amazing.
So
And
human communication, tennis,
yeah,
so physical energy, and spiritual. Do you do any art, music, theater,
I'm a
painting?
lousy musician.
Oh,
Just ask my wife, uh, because I thought I would be the best electrical guitar player in the world, which I'm not. So I sold the electrical guitar again. But I love music. I listen to music every day. I go to concerts. I love rock, rock and
fantastic.
roll. My favorite band is a band from Seattle called Pearl Jam. I've been a huge fan since they released their first album many years
Was
ago.
super. Another question. Can you share with us one pride, something that you are very proud of? Can be personal, can be professional.
I think being respectful and kind is important, and that is something that I think a lot about. How I, as a human being, treat others,
Yeah,
colleagues, family, friends.
your personal value. Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Very good. And you are the chairman of the Danish Plant-Based Food Association.
Oh
So,
yes.
yeah, what is that involvement? This is, I suppose, that is a volunteer activity.
Yeah. It was like this that 5 years ago. Uh, I think a lot of people know that in Denmark we pay a lot of tax. We pay
I know that.
more than 50% of our salary in tax.
Mm,
But we do that to support the Danish
yeah,
welfare system.
yeah.
So you can go to the hospital, you go to the doctor, everything is paid for. We
Mm.
take care of our fellow citizens in Denmark. But
Education as well. Yeah.
yeah. But you also have some crazy taxes in
Mm.
Denmark. Among them is a chocolate tax. So you have to pay around 3 euros 30 cents per kilo of cocoa and chocolate that you use in your products. And many years ago, we introduced an organic cocoa soy drink, and it instantly was very popular. And as you mentioned, sweet products is a good way to get connection with new consumers because it just tastes amazing. And we paid taxes like you would do if you was producing a chocolate milk drink. But then the tax authorities 6 years ago they sent a letter that Naturli, you haven't paid enough chocolate tax, and we said that can't be. We pay tax of the amount of cocoa we bring into our cocoa drink. And then they said, yeah, but that's only if you're producing a cocoa cow milk drink. There you have to pay for the percentage of cocoa you put into the drink. But you are a plant-based product, so you have to pay for the whole product.
Oh
Even though
no.
the only content is 2% cocoa, you have to pay for the 100% in
Mm.
the carton. And they said, you owe us a 3-digit million kroner tax amount. And I mean, if that was set into action, we would be bankrupt. So we thought we need to talk with the politicians in the Danish parliament, and we need to tell them that all our regulations that we have in Denmark, they are way too old. They were made in a time where you didn't have plant-based milk alternatives and cocoa plant-based milk alternatives.
Yeah.
We actually got a lot of attention from the Danish politicians because we started also a campaign that we told our audience on social media, we can no longer sell this product, but we will, of course, open a border shop in Germany where you can go and buy the famous Naturli soy cocoa drink. Mm-hmm. Because in Denmark, the soy cocoa drink will be more expensive than the best bottle of Saint-Emilion Grand Cru from France, red wine. And people thought, that's so funny, but it can't be. This is ridiculous. And even the politician, they said, this is crazy. This we need to
fix,
approach, and we need to fix the regulation, the tax
regulation.
Did they
fix in a short time? Did they?
We actually did. All the political parties, from right wing to left wing, they all voted for changing the tax regulation. So it now is leveled with the same way you regulate cow milk.
That's amazing, because it takes ages to change regulation. You did it in a very speedy way.
We did it, but we also had some really, really good, you could say, political ambassadors in the parliament. Because in the parliament, you also have vegan politicians. Yeah. And they helped us a lot. But I just think that you can get a vote where all parties, 100% of the members in the Danish parliament, they voted, yes, we're going to fix this tax regulation.
But you have a noble cause. Clearly, you can substantiate.
And that brought us to the fact that, wow, we actually have some power when it comes to facing the politicians, the government, the parliament in Denmark. And then we were initiative takers to found a plant-based
association,
industry association.
To protect. Very good.
Yeah. And speak with one voice.
Yeah,
and
very
we
good.
have members like Nestle, Oatly, Orkla, big companies. We have a lot of startups, mid-sized companies.
Excellent. Congratulations for this volunteer activity.
Thank you so much.
Can you share with us one objective that when you wake up in the morning, is what is driving your day, and can be personal, can be professional, something that is currently that you would like to share, big objective in your life?
You know, from where I live, and I live in it's called the Lake District in the middle of Jutland, where we have the Danish mountains.
Okay.
Some would call it hilly bumps. Mm-hmm. I live just next to the highest point in Denmark, which is only 150 meters high, because Denmark is flat as a pancake. I have a very specific morning routine. I get up at 5:30, take a quick shower, then I go down. I wake up our dog, Sigo Pogacar. He is, of course, named after a very, very good cyclist. And then we go for a walk, accompanied by our cat, Pomfrit. And then we go for a walk, 20 minutes, come back. I make a cup of coffee. I get the whole, my wife, our teenage daughters, wake up the whole house. And then I go to work, because I have 1 hour and 20 minutes in the electrical car.
Driving in electrical.
To the office.
I also wake up at 5:20, by the way.
5:20, but that's really good. I love the morning, you know.
Me too.
I love mornings.
Yeah.
I love mornings. See the light up.
Would you like to ask a question to myself?
Yeah, what is driving you in the plant-based food space?
So I am completely aligned on your approach to go to the mainstream consumer. So I really believe on the conscious omnivore, and plant-based food is part of the total solution for a better human diet and to have a better planet. I mean, there is an emergency to act now, and balancing, reducing the animal source and increasing all the beauty as you are producing great plant-based product is what I believe is the best for the human nutrition. The way to achieve that is through community. I feel completely aligned with your spirit and your philosophy is getting with respect and empathy, people together, not attack one industry. No, soy is bad, mycoprotein is right. So stop the discussion. What is legally approved and safe? Let the consumer decide.
Exactly.
Communicate in a simple language. So I really believe, and Bridge2Food, as you know, is a community of a stakeholder that I like to put in touch together, and I see the needle moving, so really making a difference. So that's my passion and what I really believe on this ecosystem that we are.
But I love that. We are on the same page there. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
thank you.
No, and I would also say that we are on a really, really good journey. That's also why I have a very positive mindset, because now you can also see big retailers in Denmark, in Germany. In Germany, it's nearly like there's a battle going on between Aldi and Lidl to have the best assortment in the plant-based space. And that will just drive a lot of new consumers into the plant-based space. But the thing is that in Denmark, the best clickbait stories in the press is that, oh, the plant-based market is suffering. And there was a university, they did a research and analysis, and they made like a negative spin out of it that I didn't really understand, because they came up with the findings that each week, 23% of Danish consumers, they put a plant-based product in their basket when they go to the supermarket.
Yeah,
And I was just thinking, 10 years ago, that number would have been 5%. We
right.
come a long way. And I think that is just, that is the magic about the plant-based space. I look very positive on the growth in this, because, of course, as a Danish guy working with Naturli, when I look, as I told you, milk consumption in Denmark, 94% is cow milk, 6% of plant-based milk alternatives. When I look at this, I just think, wow, what a potential.
Right.
What a potential. And we just need to scale it. And I know the scaling, the hockey stick will come.
Yeah. Hendrik, we share the same optimism. So I really enjoy having you in this podcast with me today. I wish you all the best. We need more people than you. You are welcome again this year to come to our summit
I love it.
in June. And
Thank you so
stay
much.
connected with Bridge2Food. We love you.
Always. And the same way you, Luis. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Bye.